Mhm. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello,
Yes,
Dr.
we can hear you.
Emmanuel from Malawi.
Thank you.
Hello,
Thank you. Thank you.
Tijani Musa from Nigeria. So when I call you according to your African language. So, Dr. Emmanuel Ezekiel, welcome from Malawi. Tijani Musa, Malawi is Chichewa. Tijani Musa, welcome from Nigeria, Hausa. Um, I would just assume we have Bayo Omolola based on what I can see on the screen. I'm assuming it's Yoruba. Uh, at least that's one other language you can speak. Glenn Turner, my boss from the United States, a CEO of Promotion, now 1 year away. His language is US English, and from US English, we have translated to 20 international languages. So with 4 languages on board out of 6. So we have 1 language from America, that's US English, and 5 languages from Africa today. I don't want us to waste too much time. I'm lucky that I have 3 international languages represented, my humble self, Yewande Okunoren-Oyekenu. I don't like to use my title. I've got various titles across the world. So I'm representing English and Yoruba tribe. Dr. Emmanuel Chichewa, he is the coordinator for Malawi and the co-chair for Africa region. Glenn Turner is here. He's the co-chair for North America region. So I'll do the honors of reading both in US English and Yoruba language. Glenn has taken permission not to be able to speak today, so he will be able to listen. Whatever we are doing today, please note is under North America region. This is a project for North America, and other countries are now co-chairs. So Glenn, there's a new development. International Human Rights Commission now has their headquarters in New Mexico. So we're lucky they've been transferred from Switzerland to USA. And since that development, the first event we're having is the Black History Month. Aren't we lucky? So I might be dressed as an Egyptian pharaoh queen today because I don't want to pick any tribe. If you say I'm Yoruba, yes. If you say I'm Igbo, yes. If you say I'm Hausa, yes. If you say I'm Malawian, yes. Yeah, good. We have somebody from Igbo tribe. And then we have Tijani Musa, the Hausa language teacher. He's not a translator, he's a teacher. Because this is healthcare we're talking about. So when you say translator, that means the person has done a United States exam and is a licensed medical translator. But as we are moving into AI and other telemedicine, I did telemedicine for my doctorate in California. So for those that don't know, 1 year away, formerly Pre-Motion is my organization when I'm sworn in as a fellow of the American College of Healthcare Executives by God's grace. It will be under the name Pre-Motion, now 1 year away, not International Human Rights Commission. So that's because Pre-Motion got to America before International Human Rights Commission. So I'd rather stick with Pre-Motion on my records, until. But I'm happy for International Human Rights Commission to partner with 1 year away. I'm so grateful to Glenn for giving me the opportunity. Yes, I'm a foreign trained healthcare worker. I started my education in Nigeria and then UK and finally got my doctorate in California. So I've got my tentacles everywhere. Today, I wasn't hoping to be in this situation. When you lose your father, no matter how old he is, you know, you know that somebody has gone. My late father was a prince, but he was more interested in military. So I didn't get a chance to stay in the palace. I stayed in the military cantonment. So for those that wonder why I'm everywhere, I get bored. There was a time every year I used to move when I was in Nigeria. When I stay in the house for a year, I'm tired. I just kept moving and moving, but it's not like that in the UK and US. You have to, maintain as you get older, you get tired of moving around. Madam Loretta Ahopeme is a community development officer, and she's from multiple tribes, Igbo and uh, let me just say South languages. Without wasting much of our time, we have the major languages here, except Idoma. So we will start. Congratulations to everyone on making it to the February 2025 Black History Month. This is the United States and Canada Black History Month. Though we call it North America region, but people do not know that Mexico, even Americans don't know that Mexico is part of North America and they have suffered for so many decades. Mexico is part of North America, whether we like it or not. They don't speak English, they speak in Spanish. Yeah, but Canadians speak French too. So North America region is huge for me. It's a huge market. If you say you want to train translators to work in hospitals, North America region is a region where healthcare workers come from various parts of the world and they already speak various languages even before coming to America. However, they failed their exams because they are written in English language and they have to train and take care of their patients in English, obviously. But when you get to the field, we found out that the healthcare system is spending so much money on translators. If you go anywhere in the UK or US, the first thing is somebody says, "Oh, I'm a refugee," he speaks Arabic, he speaks in Hindi, speaks in you hardly find somebody speaking Yoruba and say, "I can't speak English," because Nigeria is British colonized and it's an English speaking country as a national language. So I will not be focusing mostly on Nigerian languages. I'll focus on those languages that are nearly extinct, where English language has taken over the African continent and they can't even speak. Even when the books were translated, the doctors couldn't read it. And that's why we keep having these translation meetings. So we need to train our doctors to be able to write. I mean, if you've gone to medical school, you saw your results, you did your research, you can write it in your local language. So if you've taken blood samples from patients and done research, how do you tell your patients, "Oh, congratulations, I found out that this is what I the patients, we just, do them for medical research and that's it. We can't understand why they are falling ill over the same issue because there are not enough translators. All the doctors are speaking in Queen's English and, the patients are suffering. So, oh, Dr. Emmanuel, uh, somebody's fallen off. I need Dr. Emmanuel in this meeting at all times because today we are launching African languages. Whether we like it or not, we must remember our roots. Some parts of remembering our roots are not it's not palatable, but we've had white people tell us the stories for so long, and I'm waiting for Dr. Emmanuel. While waiting, I'll start with reading of English. So we're not going to spend so much time today because we've been doing this over and over and over, and this is the fifth year. This project started as a 40th birthday. When I clocked 40, I just wanted the whole world to learn pharmacology because I was awarded a prize from the British Pharmacological Society. And then COVID happened, and then I joined the Royal Voluntary Service. And I was so happy because as a royal myself from Africa, I didn't have an opportunity of having a royal infirmary back in Africa. So it was, something new for me to have the royals have their own hospital where royals can serve. So I used to speak with patients over the phone, and then when vaccines came out, people were, more rest assured that they weren't going to die. But there was a time where there was no vaccine and everybody thought they were dying. And if you say just isolate, some people would rather kill themselves because what's the point of isolating and you end up dying? No, isolation doesn't mean you're going to die. It just means that, you need to be protected and you don't need to infect more people. I'm so grateful. If you're not in the emergency response service, you wouldn't understand what I'm saying. But if you're into healthcare, even if you're not in A&E, you understand that emergency response public health is huge. Even now in the US, there's disasters everywhere, all over, and it's just so painful. People were saying maybe there will never be Black History Month. Maybe this is the last one. I said, hey, even if this is the last one, we've done enough. What have we done with what we've learned so far? So now we are going to be telling our story by going to Africa, going to see where, where Africans were taken away for slavery. And the place has a name. It's called Point of No Return. That means when these people were taken away, it was a negotiation that, look, it's not that you don't like this one again, or the size you don't want it, there's something wrong with this person. So it was a point of no return. It was a sealed deal. And when slave trades were set, the slave trade descendants, were set free in America, it was much more painful because the deal says point of no return. So today, is there somebody here from Ubuntu Empire other than myself? Yeah, Madam Loretta Aopeme is here. She's not a translator. She's a community development officer. So Madam Loretta, we are going to be going to the slave trade point of no return, and we are going to open a new post called point of return so that African Americans, Afro-Brazilians, British Caribbeans can go there, see the point of no return, where and how they were taken, and then they will now sit down and think. It's not compulsory. If people are all going back to Africa, it's like suicide mission because Africa is not ready for this exodus. So it's better you stay and fight for your rights where you are. And that's why people were wondering, oh, you are into healthcare, what are you doing in human rights? Health is a human right. So if there's something wrong where you are living, try and fight for your right. And I'm grateful Glenn is here today. 1 year away, formally pray motion means so much to me. For those that don't know, I'm a queen in Nigeria and Malawi today. I was hoping Dr. Emmanuel will be here. He's fallen off and is the only one that can read the Malawian language. So I'll be spending some time this year in Nigeria and Malawi where I've been declared queen. And I'm from a royal family in Nigeria where I'm a princess. So for those that just all of a sudden, how come you're a grand duchess? Yes, I'm a princess, I'm a queen in Nigeria and a queen in Malawi. So that's why I'm a grand duchess, because there's so many kingdoms in Malawi and I'm the queen of all the queens, something like that. So I've got so many kingdoms to monitor in addition to my diplomatic mission. Madam Loretta Ahopeme, on behalf of International Human Rights Commission and Ubuntu Empire. I told the king, but he's not here, so I'll say to you all, today is my last day at work, and the next time you see me will be at my coronation. So I will be taking a step back. Today is my last day. You can see I'm dressed looking like I'm going up to a party. It's just excitement for me, that when you say, oh, I'm taking a break to go and be crowned, it's not a time for a party. It's a spiritual exercise, especially when my mission is to bring back, slave trade descendants to a point of return. So the name of the point of return is going to be Ubuntu Empire. Madam Loretta, take note. Madam Loretta is not Yoruba, so there is no, most of the people are from Yoruba tribe. People are doing their DNA. So, they said I'm Nigerian. Well, I don't know what is Nigeria. Sorry to say. When people were taken away, there was nothing like Nigeria. Nigeria only came up in 1960. So they were taken from Badagry, Gold Coast. So we need to find these kingdoms where people were taken from and negotiate with the kings. If they don't want them, I want them. Let them stay in America, but and be well looked after. Let them be on the African diaspora. Let them be in African diaspora groups. That being said, I will start reading English, and hopefully Dr. Emmanuel can join me. So I'll share my screen now. Okay. Yeah, I'll share my screen now and I'll start with English language. Dr. Emmanuel is not here, so we will have to come back to his language. Tijani Musa, can you, before I click on share, because when I click on share, I may not let people in easily. This might be distracting. Tijani Musa, please answer me. Are you able to, yeah. Are you with us in the meeting?
Yes, I'm with you, ma.
Okay, so when I finish reading English, you read Hausa.
Okay.
Nagode.
Nagode ni ma.
So I speak many languages because of my dad was in the army, as I said, and we used to travel. And anywhere I go, they gave me names. The military officers gave me names. Uh, Sometimes to be beautiful is a crime. You can't go unnoticed. I started getting names from the army anywhere I went. So let me know when you can see my screen. Tijani, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen, ma.
Okay. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead. Your screen is clear. We can see.
Thank you very much. So no disturbance. If somebody's in the waiting room, let them wait because I think they are late already. In English, so we are now in the session of African Languages Journal Club. If we say African languages and we start reading the African languages, people will be confused, and that's why we're reading in English first, US English, because this is North America region, Black History Month. Anesthetic Pharmacology 101, US English. Pharmacologic explanation for the observed gender difference in recovery from anesthesia by my humble self, Yewande Okunoren-Oyekenu. Trace those extra. What you? My screen sharing was paused. I don't know why. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen, ma.
Tijani, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen, ma.
Okay. As far back as 2001, Otolani Conti, Sol et al. 2001, reported that 45 Black Africans of Senegalese ethnicity took a longer time to recover from propofol anesthesia when compared with an equivalent number of Caucasians of Italian background, based on the evidence from a bispectral index of propofol metabolism. Within the same period, an Australian study by Mouse et al. 2001 reported gender differences in 241 male patients and 222 female patients undergoing surgery with propofol anesthesia. I'm having issues with my mouse. Okay, I'll try and trace it back. So I'm trying to read the part that involved Africans and comparison with white patients and Chinese patients, for those that don't understand, so that we'll know that research in African patients is possible and we can use such data to better healthcare in Africa. Natarajan et al. 2011 compared 50 white and 50 Black patients in Britain and obtained similar results with Otolani Sol et al. 2001, rather than anesthetized by racial requirements, which meant a lower propofol dose to initiate unconsciousness was required in Blacks than in their white counterparts. Natarajan et al. 2011 in the United States. A comparison of 15 Black and 28 white patients revealed differences among both groups with respect to their overall surgical experiences. Dos Santos Maki et al. 2020. You see that in the US, the number wasn't, we have 15 Black and we had 28 white patients. This shows you that Black people do not like anything, they're wary of doing research. Because of historical concerns, and Black people have been used as research subjects on issues that we can't talk about. They're so painful. So Black people are reluctant to take part in research, and I think they must have even been lucky to find 15 people to take part in that research, 15 Black people. So things are going to change because when a Black woman is the one conducting the research, we hope that things would be better and more people would respond. For some reason, okay, I think I can see it. For some reason, my mouse is messing around. Yes, I found it. However, when postoperative pain among 585 patients was analyzed by age and gender. There was no clinically significant difference despite younger adults reporting increased pain scores. Canon 2021. Puri et al. 2011 studied propofol pharmacokinetics in Indian patients, and the results obtained were 5,500 nanogram per ml and at 2 minutes and 0 nanogram per ml at 24 hours after induction of anesthesia for surgical procedures lasting 2 hours or less. It is not fully understood whether racial differences exist regarding the pharmacokinetics of anesthetics studied. However, the critical fact is that a gender difference is widely reported across all ethnic groups so far studied, as supported by female patients having more postoperative complications with anesthesia. More recently, pain sensitivity was observed among healthy females, 30 Chinese and 30 Indians, with female Indian participants exhibiting an increased sensitivity to pain than their Chinese participants. UNC 2019. Gender and ethnicity studies with respect to the pharmacokinetics of anesthetic agents are not fully established in developing countries. 2020. Puri et al. 2011. While Puri et al. 2011 studied propofol pharmacokinetics in 26 Indian patients undergoing surgery for less than 2 hours, Okunoren-Oyekenu et al. 2014, that's myself and others, performed an additional step of investigating differences in the pharmacokinetics of propofol and taupental maintained with halothane or isoflurane by a gender-wise comparison of 20 Black females and 20 Black males undergoing surgery for 9 hours or less. Studies to analyze the influence of ethnicity on the metabolism of drugs like anesthetic agents should be encouraged to enhance individualized dosage regimen. Tijani Musa, it's your turn now. Can somebody tell me, is there anybody in the waiting room? Tijani, is there anybody in the waiting room?
No.
Okay. Okay, Tijani, you have background. Can you?
Can I proceed?
Yes, please. This is Hausa language. For those that don't know, this is Hausa language, and Hausa is across Nigeria, Burkina Faso, Mali, Ghana, so many countries, Cameroon. At least there are 54 out of 54 African countries. We have like 20 countries speaking Hausa. Over to you, Tijani Musa.
Bayani akan ilimin harhaɗa magunguna da aka gano wajen bambancin farfaɗowar jinsi daga anesthesia. Anesthetic Pharmacology 101. You can scroll your screen.
You didn't finish reading it. Hausa language for healthcare workers.
Hausa language for healthcare workers.
Yewande Okunoren-Oyekenu, Musa, that's yourself.
Yes, Adefiso Bugaji Arufai.
Good. So we need to appreciate our translators. Okay, now I'll let you read as much as you can, but this seems to be what I just read in English. Over to you, Tijani.
Babi na ɗaya, jinsi da ƙabila daga anesthesia. A shekara ta 2001, Olatoni Contsal et al. Sun binciko cewa baƙaƙe 'yan Afirka daga Senegal guda 45 sun ɗauki dogon lokaci wajen farfaɗowa daga propofol anesthesia akan 'yan Kausiya wanda suke daga sashen Italiya akan tsarin da aka gano na daga index ɗin tsarin juyin propofol. A wannan lokacin kuma wani bincike da Miles et al. 2001 suka yi a Australia ya nuna cewa bambancin jinsi a marasa lafiya maza 241 ne da marasa lafiya mata guda 222 wanda aka yi wa tiyata bayan an ba su propofol anesthesia. Matan da suka samu bambancin hormones sun samu farfadowa a yadda aka gwada daga buɗe idonsu da kuma bin umarnin da aka ba su, amma kuma an fi samun rikicewa a gunsu bayan an yi tiyatan. Miles et al. 2001. Masu bincike sun gano bambance da yawa a ɓangaren jinsi da launin fata. An yi bincike da yawa bayan wannan wanda suka ba da ƙarfi a ɓangaren ma'aunan kiwon lafiya a fuskar launin fata, sannan wasu binciken sun auko a fannin pharmacokinetics da bambance-bambancensu. Fahimtar bambancin maza da mata yana da matuƙar muhimmanci a wajen farfaɗowa da jikin ɗan adam zuwa yadda yake bayan an yi tiyata daga maganar bacci, anesthesia. Okunoren-Oyekenu et al. 2014 da sauran masu bincike a faɗin duniya sun gano wannan cewa za a yi tsayar da hakan idan aka tsayar da cakuɗuwan magani da magani. Bambance-bambance tsakanin mata da maza a wajen iya jin zafi yana iya faruwa. Haka kuma, you can scroll your screen.
Tijani, that will be okay for now. We're reading excerpts. If you read the whole of the book, nobody will come to the club again. They just wait for when it's time to read. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Madam Loretta Amokweme, is there anybody in the waiting room? Madam Loretta? Yeah, there's somebody in the waiting room, Dr. Emmanuel. It's so important for Dr. Emmanuel to be here today because he's the co-chair for Africa region. Unfortunately, he missed this interesting language that spreads across at least 20 countries in Africa. Dr. Emmanuel, when he joins us, he will read Chichewa. While waiting for Dr. Emmanuel, let me see. Madam Loretta, I hope no wonder she's not in the meeting. There's nobody to read Igbo, and I can't read it. It was my first language. Unfortunately, I can't speak it anymore. Dr. Emmanuel, are you with us now? Dr. Emmanuel? Dr. Emmanuel, we have a few minutes before we close this meeting. Can you read the cover of your book, please? So this is Chichewa language. Dr. Emmanuel might have to have a meeting with the people of Malawi. So let's move quickly. Dr. Emmanuel, you have to read yours on another day. So this is Chichewa language. The cover was done by, Dr. Emmanuel, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, please read the cover of your book because we have a few minutes to finish. There are people going to watch this and we want them to be able to understand. So we'll have Chichewa language on another day. For half the meeting, we lost you. So please just read the cover of the book.
Kufotokozera kusiyana pakati pa amuna ndi akazi pakuchira kuchokera ku anesthesia. That's the title of the book.
Yeah, there are other things on the book. Anesthetic pharmacology. Anesthetic pharmacology 101. Chichewa language for healthcare workers. Yewande Okunoren-Oyekenu, Jacinta Amao, Emmanuel Okunoren-Ezekiel, and Michael Otokwa. So people will appreciate that Africa, we speak so many languages, but there are similarities. You see that the language that just finished his Hausa language is similar to Chichewa. So Dr. Emmanuel, I'll just let you read the first paragraph so we don't waste too much time. And we will have a day for each language, which is everybody will know is the date for their language. So Dr. Emmanuel, please just read the first paragraph of Chichewa language from Malawi.
Okay, thank you. Let me check you through. Yeah, kuyambira 2001 Otulani Continental 2001 inanena kuti anthu akuda 45 aku Senegal adatenga nthawi yayitali kuti achire ku propofol anesthesia poyerekeza ndi chiwerengero chofanana cha anthu aku Kansas aku Italy kutengera umboni wochokera ku the spectral index of propofol metabolism. Mu nthawi yomweyi kafukufuku wa Australia wopangidwa ndi Amaros adanenanso kusiyana pakati pa amuna ndi akazi mwa odwala 241 ndi odwala 222 omwe akuchitidwa operation ndi propofol anesthesia. Odwala achikazi chifukwa cha kusiyana kwa mahomoni komwe kumakhudza kagayidwe ka propofol anesthesia adatha kuchira monga momwe adayeza potsegula maso ndi kumvera malamulo, koma adanenanso zovuta zomwe zinachitika pambuyo pa operation. That is Maros et al. 2001. Ofufuza amazindikira kusiyana pakati pa gender ndi mitundu mu metabolism.
Thank you very much, Dr. Emmanuel. No, I'm not scrolling up. When I'm having my coronation as a queen and Grand Duchess, you can read the whole book. I'll even give the book free to them in Malawi as a thank you for making me your queen. However, Yoruba Parakunimio, let me read my language, my mother tongue. Yoruba language for healthcare workers. Yoruba language for healthcare workers. Láti ọwọ́ ọmọ yín tòótọ́, Yewande Okunoren-Oyekenu, ọmọọba láti Ṣàgámù Rẹ́mọ àti olórí ìlú Ayégbè ní Ondo State tó ti di olórí ní Malawi. Orí kìíní, ìyàtọ̀ láàrin akọ tàbí abo pẹ̀lú ìyàtọ̀ nínú àwọ̀ ara lórí ìmúláradá tàbí ìwòsàn lẹ́yìn oògùn Akunoren fún iṣẹ́ abẹ ní ọdún 2001. Ọ̀tọ̀lá nìkan ti sọ́lẹ̀ tọ́ 2001 sọ pé àwọn ọmọ Áfíríkà 15 aláwọ̀ dúdú ti orílẹ̀-èdè Senegal gba àkókò kí wọ́n tó jí padà lẹ́yìn oògùn Akunoren propofol fún iṣẹ́ abẹ. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn aláwọ̀ funfun 15 láti orílẹ̀-èdè Italy tí wọ́n kópa nínú ìwádìí yìí ṣáájú àwọn aláwọ̀ dúdú jí padà lẹ́yìn iṣẹ́ abẹ pẹ̀lú propofol. Ọ̀tọ̀lá nìkan ti sọ́lẹ̀ tọ́ 2001 ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ní àkókò yìí kan náà ni àwọn oníwádìí Massetọ 2001 ṣe ìwádìí ní orílẹ̀-èdè Australia lórí ìyàtọ̀ láàrin ọkùnrin àti obìnrin nínú ìmúláradá tàbí ìwòsàn lẹ́yìn oògùn Akunoren fún iṣẹ́ abẹ. Ìwádìí orílẹ̀-èdè Australia yìí ṣe àkíyèsí pé àwọn obìnrin máa ṣáájú àwọn ọkùnrin jí padà lẹ́yìn iṣẹ́ abẹ nígbà tí àwọn oníwádìí ṣe àyẹ̀wò láàrin ọkùnrin 21 ìyẹn 241 men àti obìnrin 22 ìyẹn 222 women. Àwọn oníwádìí yìí jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé àwọn aláìsàn ṣe ń la ojú wọn lẹ́yìn iṣẹ́ abẹ. Èyí ni ó jẹ́ kí n mọ̀ wípé àwọn obìnrin máa ń tètè jí lẹ́yìn iṣẹ́ abẹ. Ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ṣe àkíyèsí pé àwọn obìnrin máa ń ṣe àfisùn ẹ̀yìn ríro, orí fífọ́ àti èébì ju àwọn ọkùnrin lọ. Massetọ 2001. So on the day of my coronation in Ṣàgámù Rẹ́mọ, by the grace of God, I will read in Yoruba, somebody will read in Ìjẹ̀bú. Ẹ̀gbá, ẹ ṣá mi látẹ̀wọ́ ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá tó wà ń bíbá, ẹ ṣá mi látẹ̀wọ́, ẹ ṣá mi látẹ̀wọ́, ẹ ṣá mi látẹ̀wọ́, ẹ ṣá mi látẹ̀wọ́ o. Ẹ ṣá mi látẹ̀wọ́ mean clap for me if you are Yoruba. If you are Yoruba, clap for me. See them, they are just coming, all of them Yoruba people, late comers. They say it's African languages. Then they decide to come at the end of the meeting, African time. Sorry, we have just finished. If you are just joining us, you watch the recording. So, lórí ìdílé Okunoren àti ìlú Ṣàgámù, mo dúpẹ́ o. On behalf of International Human Rights Commission, I say thank you. Dr. Emmanuel, please say thank you in Malawi to Chewa for International Human Rights Commission. Very soon I will be starting International Human Rights Commission Malawi, and I will be commissioning the building we are going to use by God's grace for the Journal Club. We will be live in Malawi and you'll hear us read. From henceforth, if you want to see me, contact me at Dr. Emmanuel's phone number or email, or you come and see me in my palace. I do not have an office as of the next 2 minutes. I hereby step aside. Today is my last day of office. I will be having my coronation and 1-year anniversary of royal accession in March and April across Yoruba land, Hausa land, Igbo land, and you can see the people are there to welcome me. Unfortunately, Igbo and Idoma we couldn't read today, so therefore we'll have to read on the day of my coronation. So this is just what you expect to get when you come and join the Journal Club. We can have time to take any messages. So we expect you to send your congratulatory messages, goodwill messages on my appointment and declaration. My queen in Malawi is a contract, my queen in Nigeria is a declaration, and I was born as a princess. I will be 44 years old in July Forget that I look cute. I'm 44 in July, and that will be the day of my early retirement. I have 150 volunteers globally, and I know that they will be able to take over so that I can focus on my royal duties. Ní ìṣẹ́jú kan, Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Báyọ̀ Ọmọlọ́lá ẹjọ́ ẹ sọ thank you. Olúkáyọ̀dé, Chief Olúkádé, ẹ ti pẹ́ recording lẹ máa wò. Half a minute, sir.
Yewande Okunoren-Oyekenu, His Royal Majesty. This is Dr. Bayo Omolola of Morgan State University, Department of World Languages and International Studies, and the Department of English and Language Arts. So it's a pleasure joining this forum today. It is, even though I'm giving just 1 minute, and I just want to say thank you for the wonderful opportunity that you have made available in honor of Black people all over the world. Especially at this time when the tension of racial issues is very high.
Okay,
in
sir.
the
1
world.
minute, so
Thank
everybody
you so
come
much.
to Ṣàgámù
Thank you,
Rẹ́mọ.
everyone.
Ẹ wá
Ẹ ṣé
gbádùn
púpọ̀.
Rẹ́mọ
Ẹ ṣé o.
Rẹ́miwà, Yorùbá, Igbo,
Okay.
Hausa,
Ẹ
who
ṣé.
is the winner? So no voting today. Come for Karabi live stream.